Okay, so I just went for a walk a little while ago, and one of the things I noticed that even though I have light perception and can see stuff within that light, I wouldn't necessarily say it's reliable. And I find myself having to close my eyes to really focus on my hearing and just my environment in general, especially when it's really windy and you know what, I have to cross a street or anything. I don't try to rely on the residual vision that I have, which is what a lot of places, a lot of training centers, a lot of things teach. Basically, that's kind of what they teach you to do. They, tell you, okay, rely on your other senses that were more dependable. That, because once your vision goes, that's it. And yeah, I mean that's definitely what you should do. I don't know. Sometimes it's hard because I do need to rely on that light at times. Even just with walking around at home, and I really just kind of a lot of times I look for that light. I look for being able to, okay, I can still gauge distance within seeing the light between things, and being able to kind of see where stuff is at. And that for me is a huge thing. It's really helpful. I really don't try to depend on it, but sometimes it really does help. Especially if I'm trying to find a particular building or just certain times where it helps. And especially when like talking to people, I can more or less look, not just kind of use my hearing to turn towards them, but also I can see their outline or their the fact that they're blocking the light, and that I can more or less position my head towards them. I'm not sure if any other people with RP has gone through this and has experienced this, and that whether how much on whatever residual vision you have, whatever stage in losing your vision you are. It's just one of those things. I think even though we're losing the vision, and even no matter what stage we are in, we still come to using that vision, even though we are very heavily taught not to, and it is ingrained in our teaching. Don't use your sight, don't use your sight, which, like I said, I generally fall back onto, but there's definitely times where I don't whatsoever. It's like, I grew up having sight and using it to cross streets and do so much stuff that even to this day there are certain mannerisms, and even when I'm using my phone, it's like, okay, even though I can't really see it, a lot of times I find myself looking down at my screen, or just certain things that I don't even realize I'm doing it till I realize I'm actually doing said visual kind of cue, or just it just kind of happens. And maybe this is the same thing for other people who are going through their vision loss, or maybe have gone through where I've been, and you lost, say, the last bit of like really good usable vision, and now everything's just kind of a distorted image. I always try to, when people ask me, they're like, well, what do you see? I'm like, well, it's hard to explain. It's kind of like trying to look through stained glass, or trying to look through that glass of a shower. In a way, it's like you can't really see anything, but you can sort of see something. There's stuff there. You can clearly see there's something there, but to be able to actually describe what that something is, other than, because of the movement or the size, or how much room that thing takes up in the light. That's really the only way to kind of distinguish what anything is at this point in my vision. And so, but yeah, I just wanted to come here and do a quick video because it was just something I really thought about as I was out about doing some afternoon errands. I would have done a recording of me out and about, but it is just so cold, and to try and hold the phone, and and also it was it's really windy out there, and it's trying to record, plus it being windy, plus it being cold. It's just a number of hazardous things I did not want to deal with. So I don't know, maybe on a a little bit warmer day, if it was like maybe 40, 50, then it would have been a lot easier. Right now it's like barely 30 outside. So yeah, definitely cold weather here in Michigan. So comment and let me know what you think. Maybe if there's some other people out there that have the same opinion I have. Like, even though you're taught not to use the vision you have, you still at times want to, or feel a need. Oh, I definitely, I got to use this. This is helpful to me, and when it's gonna suck when I don't even have that. Who knows at what time, what day, what moment that'll actually be gone, and I'll even have worse light perception. I mean, which I still do to this day. It's not like below a certain lighting I can't see certain things. I'm pretty sure I've said this before. TVs, screens, anything that's a kind of a lower light, I can't. It's so hard for me to distinguish that. It seems though. What's really interesting is that daylight. I don't know. Maybe it's because it's not just false light. Maybe something about that spectrum, the UV spectrum. For some reason, my brain and eyes. I don't know. There's something about. I've never seemed to have lost the fact that I can tell even as soon as it starts to generally get dark. If I'm out, if I'm outside. Being inside, that's a whole different story, because it's not always easy to see the light coming through the windows. But if I'm outside, I can instantly say, okay, it's getting darker, the sky is grayer, it's etc. So yeah, and so hopefully everyone's been having a good day, and I don't know, this is just me coming here to talk about, like I said, out walking and just the things that I was thinking about, and felt that it would be a good time to come and talk about it. So, catch you later.